Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about children again. Oh my god, it's always about children, huh? Well, that's why it's called Family Vlogs now. So, right. How do you stop your child from being a spoilt little brat? This is a question that I've been wondering since Oscar was born, since before Oscar was born. And now he's here. I'm starting to notice that he uses his crying to control people. And I seem to be the only one that can resist it. For example, he starts crying, and I know that he's not hungry because he's just had his milk. I know that he's already burped. I know that he's not constipated. He's not in any pain. I can tell. He's not in any pain. There's nothing going on. It's just he wants something. So he'll start crying, and he's looking around. I can see him looking around. He's looking around everywhere. And there's different kinds of cry. There's the cry where he's looking for his mum. There's the cry where he wants to be picked up. And then there's a cry where he wants to play with his toy. And what I tend to do is when he starts crying, I have a think, when was the last time he was fed? All right, he was just fed like half an hour ago, so he's not hungry. And I start to think about other things like, has he had a poo? Did we change his nappy? These things. Did he go to sleep like a long time ago? Could he be tired? I start to think about all those sort of natural things first. And once I've checked all those off the list, like, no, he's all okay, then I start to think, all right, so which cry is it? The toy, his mum, or something else? And I'm looking at him, I'm watching him. And if he's looking around like this with his head, he's looking for his mum. If he's just crying and like his hands are all like this, then it tends to be he wants to play with his toy. And if he's crying and his arms and his legs are in the air like this, then it's like he wants to be picked up. And I've already figured that out. I've already seen that that's what he does and that's what he wants. And I will make a decision based on whether I can be bothered to stand there holding him, or like, where's his toy? Just give him his toy. Or is his mum home? I can just let his mum come. But sometimes, you know, I'm stay-at-home dad now, so I'm at home a lot of the time, and his mum's not here. So if his mum's not there and he's crying for his mum, then there's not a lot I can do. If I pick him up, I pick him up and he's looking around like that. He's looking everywhere. And he's screaming in my ear if I pick him up like that. If I give him a toy, he's just gonna throw the toy. He just throws it. So his mum's not there, the toy he doesn't want, and I pick him up and he's just gonna scream in my ear for like, he's done it for like half an hour. I let him just do it, scream for like half an hour, just blasting in my ear. And it doesn't work. So then what I decided to do, what I tried yesterday, and it actually works. Yesterday morning, I just let him cry. I just left him, he was on the bed, in the middle of the bed, I left him there, and I just went away. I came to check on him like every minute or two, like just to make sure he's not like turned into some strange position or like thrown up and can't breathe or whatever. I checked on him, but I just left him there, let him cry, and he cried for about 40 minutes. Too long? Yeah, I know, it's a long time, but literally, if I held him, if I did anything with him, it's the same. I've done it before. I've done it, I'm here every day with him, so I've tried almost everything now, and this is the only one that works. Yesterday, left him on the bed, he cried for about 40 minutes. I was checking on him, he saw me coming back and forth every minute or two, and sometimes I would just stand at the door so he could still see me. I was just like watching videos on my iPad and like looking over every few minutes. And then I was like, when his crying started to go down a little bit, like when he wasn't so intense, then I went over to him and I started talking to him and playing with him, and then I picked him up, and then for the rest of the day, he was fine. The rest of the day, he was fine. He didn't want to look for his mom, he just didn't cry. He was okay for the rest of the day. And he was smiling and happy and playing. But if I went to him like and struggled with him for like an hour and a half, like holding him, do you want to be held? Do you want to be fed? Do you want to play like for an hour and a half? I'll get absolutely nothing done. I can't do anything if I do that. I'll get nothing done. He'll still be crying anyway, and it just doesn't help anyone. So I decided now, I'm not going to let him control me with his crying. If he's crying, I'll check all the, I'll try everything first, but if it's just that he's looking for his mum, or he just wants to be held, and it's not convenient for me to hold him for like an hour at a time, then I'm not going to hold him. I'm just going to let him cry out, and once he's cried it out, I'm going to go to him and play with him. Because I feel like this is something that they're going to learn and they're going to keep with them throughout their childhood. They're going to keep using this crying as a way to control people, like, now I know when I scream, you're gonna come across very fast, so I'm just gonna go straight to scream. He's done that before. Like this morning, he started crying, his mum went to have a shower, and as soon as his mum came out of the shower and picked him up, like a light switch, he stopped crying. But I picked him up in the meantime, No, he's screaming. So I just left him. I was like, I'm going to make my breakfast, have my coffee and all this, and just leave him crying. So, I don't know. What's your advice? How do you stop your kid becoming a spoiled little brat? I don't want him to be a spoiled little brat, because I'm telling you, when he's older, it's just going to be no, 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 no from me if he's trying to control me with his crying and screaming. I'm not going to have it. I've seen it too much in Beijing, where parents are controlled by their 3 and 4-year-old kids. The kids running around and the parents like at the back like, oh, come here, come here. And it's just like, it's kind of sad. And I'm not going to let that happen. So start now, start early. Let him know that when he needs to be fed, he'll be fed. When he wants to play, he can play. But don't just scream and shout for no reason. Like, I feel like I'm talking about like a bigger kid. He's only 5 months old, but still, it begins now. I can see it happening already. So I'm trying to nip that in the bud before it starts. All right, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna check the comments. So for yesterday's video, Pete said, it's a bit like Thanksgiving, Spring Festival. Maybe, yeah, sounds a bit like Thanksgiving, but it's like over a period of 10 days or something like that. And I'm not sure actually. I've never experienced Thanksgiving, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, family comes together, food shared out. Maybe, yeah. That's a question I could ask some Americans then. Anyone in America, can you compare Spring Festival to Thanksgiving? Is it on the same level? Is it just as important? I don't know. Let me know. And that's all. Just one comment from yesterday. I'm crying. No, I'm not really. But yeah, alright, let me know what you think about letting your kid become a spoilt brat down below, and I will see you later today because this video is so late, so it's not see you tomorrow, see you later. Alright, bye-bye.